Welcome back to the penultimate episode of the Road to the UFA. Hope you guys are doing well. We'll start off with this clip, with this screenshot here of my birthday half marathon. On January 1st, I ran a half marathon and I beat my goal of under 10 minutes a mile. And then here's me pretty happy afterwards with some rice. And then this footage here is me registering for registering for the Bighorns tryouts. I don't know if I got footage of me registering for the Growlers tryouts, but this was, I think, the day after my birthday half marathon. So yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days. I'm recording this after a few days after tryouts. It's January 14th currently. Towards the end of the video, I have some footage of me driving back from tryouts, kind of reflecting on how it went, and I'll kind of play that on its own later on in the video. This is some footage about a week before tryouts, going to the park and throwing with my two roommates. Shout out Ben West and Walker for helping me get some touches. Here is some footage of some throwing at the park that I did. Shout out to Ben West and Walker for getting out there and throwing with me. The next bit of footage is just some workouts I did in the week, or about a week and a half leading up to the tryouts. After my half marathon, I took it easy for a couple of days and tried to get a lot of sleep and recover. Trying to cut down as well, cut down my weight a little bit and try not to, get a little closer to 180, which I was able to do. You'll see some footage of that later. There's a lot of footage that I had to cut out. This video is running a little bit long. And I wasn't able to record every single little thing that I did. Kind of would waste a lot of time if I had to walk around and set up a camera for every single lift. But yeah, had some fun with some of the camera angles in this episode. a lot of my workouts focused on my shoulders and kind of just trying to strengthen my shoulders. Um, I'm having some issues with my rotator cuff, and that's kind of one of my goals with a lot of these workouts is to strengthen my shoulders. This is what a lot of my lunches would look like when I was cutting down. Dropped about 5 pounds in about a week. My goal for the next tryout is to be at about 175, or at the very least to cut down to 175 before I try to put that back on with muscle. Here is some footage from the day before the tryout. Went to the park and threw. Got a couple accelerations in. Just generally try to get my body warm and moving around and get a disc in my hand. Shout out Walker for getting out there and throwing with me and helping me move, helping me get ready. Before the tryout, I got down to about 179. Here's some food that I had at a nice Indian place. Very spicy, veggie biryani. Me going to bed at 9:30, and a decent sleep, although not a lot of deep sleep. Some coffee. This is the only picture I got from the tryouts. Maybe I should have taken out my phone and recorded a little bit. Who knows? I don't know if I can ever be the kind of guy who vlogs out in public. What's up, y'all? Just finished the first tryout of this UFA season. Leaving Helix High School in San Diego. It was a good tryout. I definitely learned a lot about where I'm at, what I need to work on in the next few weeks. It was definitely tough not having anybody here who I really knew too well. Kind of made it hard for me to like gas myself up in the right moments. You know, a few tryouts ago, I remember having, Mario and Pilot, Mario Verdugo and, Garrett Habel out there. Having those boys really helped. So I'm hoping at the big horse tryout, I can have some more of my boys there to, help gas me up and keep me focused. I was having some stomach issues as I was, peace, y'all. Travel safe.
Yeah, have a good one.
Appreciate it. Anyways, shit, what was I saying? Yeah, it's kind of a rough tryout for a couple reasons. My stomach was bothering me. It really pissed me off to start. I think it was just nerves, or maybe I ate something that was bothering me. I think the next time I get some Indian food before I play Frisbee, it's gonna have to be mild, even though I love the spice, because maybe that was what was bothering me or something. So that was a little frustrating, and then I just had a case of the dick fingers. Pardon my French. That's what I call it when you just can't seem to catch the Frisbee. I was playing super well. I was cutting to where I needed to be, and like 2 or 3 times I just dropped it. One of them, it was in the sun, and it was frustrating. I had 1 or 2 throwing errors, but at a big tryout with like 64 people at least, it's kind of hard to stand out on occasion, especially when you're not really feeling it. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for some good feedback at the very least from the folks over at Growlers, and thank you to coaches and captains and everybody who was out there helping out, giving feedback and making it a good tryout. It was quick, it was fun. It wasn't 2 days, which I appreciated. Gives me some time to travel back. So all right, I am currently in a cul-de-sac neighborhood, so I'm gonna get my directions up, but thanks for keeping up to date with the series, everybody who's watching, and I'll see you guys back in Tucson. Peace. Didn't make the team. Didn't really feel like I would after the tryout, but I was hopeful. But I got the email today, and just goes to show sometimes. Yeah, you don't get quite what you want. You gotta deal with it, and you gotta make the best. All that's left to do now is to try to prove them wrong.